The Syrian Revolution needs to be a reckoning for leftists and the entire Western Free Palestine movement because we have clearly been compromised. Every one of us right now needs to bear witness to the stories of Assad's victims and learn from them. I couldn't sleep last night because all of this finally clicked into place and I realized what I need to say about Syria. And the first thing I need to say is this to my Syrian followers, and I know I have some. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry I did not see your pain the way I saw the pain of the Palestinian people. I'm so sorry I did not educate myself on what y'all have been enduring. And because I didn't educate myself, I was duped and I was confused and I stayed silent last week while Assad was in power and every week before that. And my silence as an influencer in the Free Palestine movement helped him. And I'm ashamed of that. I was confused last week because some people I love and trust on the internet were saying, free Syria, topple Assad. But other people, even accounts I've been listening to for years, since before October 7th, they were saying, no, Assad is a strategic necessity. Israel hates Assad, and so, the Palestinians need Assad to be in power. And people were DMing me, claiming to be Syrians, saying, Assad is a monster, please follow these Syrian accounts. And other Syrian people claiming to be Syrian were DMing me and saying, no, we don't want the rebels. They're worse than Assad. Follow these accounts. And I didn't know who to trust, but I know now because I have watched the videos of people who were freed from dungeons. I saw the baby who was born and raised underground, never to see the sun, in a torture dungeon. 5,000 kids were in those dungeons. I've listened to the stories of the grown men whose voices are completely broken when they talk about what was done to them. And right now, as I'm making this video, there are thousands of people still trapped in the deepest dungeons, which is called the Red Wing because they painted the walls in blood. I have seen and heard a lot of things over the past year that have horrified me. But this takes the cake, and I'm so sorry I didn't know and didn't find out about it. And I'm so sorry. Some of you, as recently as 3 days ago, were saying so confidently, Assad is a strategic necessity. You were defending him. You were defending torture dungeons, and you have lost all credibility. Anyone who said those things, if you are not right now on your knees apologizing and explaining to us how you got it so wrong, you've lost all credibility, and I am blocking you because you are not to be trusted. If you were willing to trade the Syrian people in torture dungeons because you think that was going to somehow free the people of Palestine, you were very wrong. And you need to repent. And I hope many of you do, because some of you, I think you're good people. I think you were duped. And let's talk about how that happened. So yesterday I made a video about how to spot Israeli sock puppet accounts, right? And this is an article from the Times of Israel. I mean, Israel admits to doing this. They have legions of these sock puppeteers who are paid employees of Israel who make profiles pretending to be leftists, pretending to be Palestinians in the Free Palestine movement, and sowing so much chaos within online. Now, Israel is not the only country that does this, of course. Russia, China, the US, all imperial powers have sock puppet and bot armies trying to shift culture and infiltrate our movements from within. And I mentioned in that video that I think the reason that even though my new book, Genocide Bad, has gotten so much success over the last couple of days, I weirdly haven't had Hezbollahs jumping down my throat in droves. And I think it's because they're all too busy with Syria. And so that led me to spend all night lying in bed awake and scrolling on my phone, trying to figure out what are the sock puppets doing about Syria. And look, dealing with imperial sock puppets makes you feel crazy because you can't actually tell, like, if the person that you're talking to is a sock puppet or if they're a real person most of the time. The way sock puppets work is they're influencers, right? So for each one paid hasbarist, they are going to be trying to influence hundreds or thousands of people who are real people with real convictions and support of Free Palestine to repeat their narrative that is in some way sabotaging our movements. And some of these sock puppets are very good. They've been in operation for years. They've got real pictures of themselves. They've got this whole backstory. They've got thousands of followers in some cases. And they say all the right words about Palestine, except they're also sowing divisions, dividing solidarity, like shifting the narrative, in a way that is very destructive to the movement. But when it comes to Syria, they had to make a bunch of new sock puppets really, really fast to like weigh in on the Syrian issue. And some of them are really sloppy. And like I found a few examples to show you. So what I noticed and what I posted to my stories yesterday were like Janan's video, Ahmed Kuta's video, like the people saying, yes, topple Assad, like this is amazing, like we should be able to celebrate, are real people who put their faces and identities out there, right? And the Syrians who I was hearing saying they were excited about the fall of Assad were real people putting themselves on video. But the people that were like DMing me, the people in the comments sneering, oh, enjoy Al-Qaeda, now us Syrians, we're all doomed, they were mostly private accounts. When you click on their profile, it would say, it would like, if I have a picture of someone, it would say Syrian, watermelon emoji. And then I noticed a pattern in Janan's comments of a couple different profiles that then all said something about like, shop small, don't buy from big corporations. It seemed like someone making a bunch of sock puppets all at once was working off the same cheat sheet. And so then here's one on Janan's post that was really obvious. How about all the people of Syria who are afraid and sad because of the sectarianism that will come now? And oh, look, public profile, but no posts yet and 16 followers. This is an account that was made today to push a narrative that we should be sad that Assad was toppled. There was a commenter on Ahmed Kuta's heartfelt video, expressing solidarity with Syrians, saying, yeah, I get you. I saw the video of the toddler boy in jail with his mom, but is in the USA is there driving it. Hello, sock puppet, with your one post about war crimes. How do they get 827 followers so fast? Because all the sock puppets follow each other. My bias is to assume a sock puppet is Israeli because those are the ones that are constantly harassing me. But when I posted this, someone else said, like, wait, I assumed that this sock puppet is Russian because Russia was allied with Assad. So of course it seems like their sock puppets would be supporting them. But I don't know which sock puppet is being wielded by which imperial power, okay? But my suspicion, my speculation, based on all these hours and hours of looking at these sock puppets, is that all of them, the Russians and the US and the Israeli sock puppets, all of them wanted Assad in power. They were united. All of them have been pushing a narrative that Assad was a strategic necessity, that the Syrian rebels are eviler and scarier than him, and that the US and Israel are the true puppet masters, just wielding these rebel fighters like little mindless puppets. All you Marxist, Leninist, tankies, you were saying the exact same thing. You got influenced. How could the axis of resistance and the West both want the same thing? Has it ever occurred to you that maybe Putin and Khamenei and Biden and Trump and Netanyahu all have way more in common with each other than they do with any of us? They all have class solidarity and authoritarian solidarity. And torture dungeons are never going to lead to your liberation. And I have a lot of respect for a lot of communists. I think we've got a lot in common. I'm an anarchist, not a communist. But I think y'all are horribly, dangerously wrong about the utility of authoritarianism, about the excusability of authoritarianism. And if you were relying on a trio of dictators to free Palestine and save you, rethink that. I think it was Janan who said beautifully in her video, I'm with the people. I believe in the people. Trust in the people in the streets. Trust in each other. Don't put your faith in some dictator.